My friends, in recognition of the investment of time and effort and energy by our past presidents, the 75th Anniversary Committee has chosen to honor each of our living past presidents by asking them once again to occupy the presidential seat here on the Bima on Shabbat. So each week, our past president honoree will share an anecdote or reflection from his or her experience as past president. This week, we're pleased to honor Rand Harris, who served as president of the congregation in 1998 and 1999. Now, among the different qualities that Rand has, he's a beautiful singer, and he has a beautiful voice. And one of the things that I've learned is that in order to really be able to sing, both on one's own but also with other people, is you not only have to have sort of the talent, the voice for it, but you have to have a good ear. A good ear for music and a good ear for others, to be able to hear them, to harmonize with them, and to be able to join with them. There are many things, many qualities about Rand that I love. There are many qualities that he brought to his time as president. But one of the things that I always appreciated was he brought a great ear to the role. He really listened to what people were saying. He listened to the concerns of the congregation, and he carried them forward in his years of service. It is a pleasure to be able to share the Bima with him once again this morning.
Thank you so much, Rabbi Bernhardt. Shabbat Shalom. It's great to see all of you here this morning. Thank you for joining us here at Adat Ari, our spiritual home. I'd like to thank those who have participated in our services this morning, our Darshanit, Patty Dickman, our Gabayim, Joette Labinger and Dr. Mark Bressler, Torah readers, Sammy Tufeld, Vicki Abrams, Canner Aronoff, and Heather Renetsky. Haftorah was read for us by our bar mitzvah, Sammy Tufeld. Ashrei was read by Jordan Kalman. Our Aliyah coordinator was Randy Gruen, usher Jim Lesserman, and greeters Bob and Joe Oberstein. On behalf of the entire Adat Ariel community, I wish to congratulate and extend mazel tov to Carol and Craig Tufeld on the occasion of their son Sammy's bar mitzvah Shabbat, and thank them and grandmothers Rosalind Mishkin and Hetty Mishkin for co-hosting today's Kiddush lunch. Also co-hosting the Kiddush lunch this afternoon in honor of myself and the naming of a daughter and granddaughter, Mia Catherine Romero, our Miriam Schimmel and Danny Romero, and Bernice and myself. Mazel tov to all. The lunch will be held in the Farber Auditorium. I also want to wish mazel tov to Miriam and Danny on the occasion of the naming of their daughter, Mia Catherine Romero. Please shop in the Sisterhood's gift gallery. The proceeds from all sales support our synagogue and its programs, as well as Israel, through the sale of products imported from Israel. In keeping with the spirit of Shabbat, we ask that you not use your cell phones or cameras while on synagogue grounds. As you leave the sanctuary, please be sure to pick up a copy of our weekly Shabbat Shalom booklet for news of our upcoming events and the times for our daily minyan. If you are a guest or visitor and would like to know more about our home here at Adat Ariel or be introduced to some of our member families, please feel free to speak with any of our rabbis or cantors after services. Next week, our past president honoree will be Phil Metzen, who served in 2000 and 2001. And now comes the time for my remembrances and recollections. First, I would like to express my appreciation, together with that of all the other past presidents of Adat Ariel, who have been honored by being invited to return to the Bima and to assume the president's place for one Shabbat morning. Our thanks go out to Rabbi Bernhardt and to our current president, Bennett Spiegel, for conferring upon us this unique honor in this Adat Ariel's 75th anniversary year. I am a throwback, an atavism, a dinosaur. I'm the last person to serve as the president of Adat Ariel in the 20th century. As one who grew up here at Adat Ariel, became a bar mitzvah and a confirmand here, and as one who celebrated so many meaningful life cycle events here. The opportunity to serve as president was a special honor and a great challenge for me. Of the 75 years of Adat Ariel's history, I have been a part of that history for over 60 of those years and a member of its board of directors for 42 years. My term of office was 1998 and 1999. To give you an idea of how long ago that was, I will tell you. 1998 was the last year that both Jonathan and I needed to use a comb. Is he laughing? Our community was very different then. Temple membership numbered well over 900 member families. The day school was filled with more than 300 students. And the preschool was also full and had a waiting list for admission. And in each of the 2 years of 1998 and 1999, Adat Ariel enjoyed a budgetary surplus. I recall a few highlights of those years. I had the privilege to select several individuals to serve on the board of directors. I can say with considerable pride that I had the vision and good judgment to select a bright, young, dedicated, and dynamic lawyer by the name of Bennett Spiegel to serve in that august body. Whatever happened to him anyway? 1999 marked the 50th anniversary of the opening of the David Familian Chapel, which was the first permanent Jewish house of worship in the San Fernando Valley. Through the assistance of Ernie Goodman and the California State Assembly, the David Familian Chapel was declared a California Point of Historical Interest. To mark this historic event, I invited B. Reynolds and Abigail Spiegel to chair a week-long celebration involving the entire congregation. Annette Familian Shapiro met with our day school students in the David Familian Chapel and told them about the history of the building and about her own grandfather for whom the chapel was named. Prominent political figures and news media joined us to witness the event, which featured speakers, music, and lots of delicious food. Steve Getzik did a marvelous job of providing publicity for the rededication ceremony. The years of my presidency were also marked with sadness as we lost our beloved Rabbi Emeritus, Rabbi Aaron M. Wise, after a long illness. He was my teacher and my inspiration and the educator and moral conscience for us all. His oratorical skills were legendary as he moved us with his passionate opposition to the Vietnam War and his equally passionate support for Dr. Martin Luther King and the Civil Rights Movement. Whether speaking about current social issues or about the Bible or the Talmud, he was the consummate scholar and the person that his peers and his congregations listened to and learned from. My years as president afforded me the honor and pleasure of serving alongside my dear friend for more than 50 years, Rabbi Moshe Rothblum. It was the opportunity to serve with Rabbi Rothblum and to schmooze and sing with him on the Bima each Shabbat that made the otherwise exhausting job of president into fun. For me, musical experiences have been a particularly important and meaningful part of my life. In 1998, my dear friend Cantor Beagleisen and I created a community choir of 40 singers in Los Angeles for the purpose of bringing the passion and the artistic talents of the Los Angeles Jewish community to Jerusalem to participate in the International Choral Festival known as the Zimriah, which attracted choirs from 14 countries around the world. Many singers from Adat Ariel joined that choral pilgrimage to Jerusalem, where the Los Angeles Zimriah was met with critical acclaim in the newspapers of Israel. This choir, which was created just for the limited purpose of attending the Zimriah festival, resembled that miraculous cruse of oil that we read about in the story of Hanukkah. Instead of disbanding after only one season, the chorale was so successful and meaningful to the community and to its members that it has endured for the past 15 years and has performed in more than 100 concerts in Southern California and Europe and has made 8 separate recordings. My time as president was divided between service to Adat Ari and service to the Los Angeles Zimriah Chorale, alongside my friend and colleague, Kenner Beageleisen. No sooner did the choir return from its trip to Jerusalem in 1998 than it received an invitation to appear in concert in Germany in the year 2000 with the Nuremberg Symphony Orchestra in a concert performing Leonard Bernstein's Cottage Symphony before sold-out audiences of over 5,000 people. The planning and the execution of that project, which involved the participation of over 150 singers from 5 choirs from 3 countries, required 15 months of weekly planning sessions and the raising of some $750,000, and proved to be a transformative experience for all of those involved. In addition to the invaluable participation and support of Kenner Beageleisen in the creation of that choir in its formative years, of equal value and importance has been the inspirational musical leadership of Cantor Judy Dubin-Aronoff, who has not only served as the associate conductor of the choir throughout its history, but also as one of its most popular soloists, and mine. In March 1999, Adat Ari had the pleasure of hearing Kenner Beageleisen, along with the Los Angeles Zimriah Chorale, present the world-famous choral music classic by Ernst Bloch, The Sacred Service. Musical programming at Adat Ari included an evening of Yemenite music in 1998 and a performance in the spring of the year 2000 of the oratory Israel in Egypt by George Friedrich Handel. I'm proud of the achievements of Adat Ari during the years that I had the honor to serve as its president, and I remain indebted to all of those who had the confidence and trust in me to provide me with that opportunity. I'm also particularly pleased and proud to be sharing the spotlight today with our bar mitzvah, Sammy Tufeld, and with our beautiful granddaughter, Mia, who received her Hebrew name today. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.